The Healing Hour for November the 7th, 2017. Personal Clearing Tuesday. Requests, 10 requests. So let's go to them right now. Foxman would like to let go of her relationships, negative relationships. And Anna, I would like to let self-esteem. And Mac Venbar would like to let go of stress and anxiety and all of them. And Jennifer Wilson would like to let go of low self-esteem, pain from past trauma. And April Walker would like to do not need a last name. Do you read my real last? Yeah, well, April, the whole thing around names really comes from Amy Joe Ellis's last session on the Wellness Show, which had to do with the Court of Atonement and the power of one's name. And what we discovered on that call, which was that it's really important that all the different names that you have come into the world with. So, for example, your birth name, you may have changed your name, you may have married, you may have become divorced, you may have been adopted, all are associated with who you are. So it's really important to all or align them all to you, who you are now. So for example, I changed my name as Jeffrey Hugh Bannigan. My name I changed it to is, so on that call we doused and cleared the Jeffrey, the Hugh, the Bannigan, the Tyson, Tyhson, and the Nighen, made sure they were all cleared the lineage, and in my case, the matriarchal was clear, but the patriarchal on my father's side needs some work. And then checked in to see if my name 100% aligned with who I be, however that it was. So now when I say things like, in my holy name, I, Tyson Bannigan, or I state my name, I, Tyson Bannigan, would like to take this Court of Atonement, I can be identified. It's my calling card, it's my vibrational frequency is now attached to my name. So that's really important for your call. And to answer any of your clearing requests, a toll-free number is 1-866-974-64. And we'll just put that up right now on the screen. So if you're watching, you can come in on that number. It's also another way to 1-866-dowsing. 1-866-DOWS is another way, and then you can just figure out what those numbers are and dial in, and we'll help you do a clearing for today. All right, so just typing that in now, if you can join the call. So that's 1-866 or 1-869-7464, and it's now on the screen. If you'd like to leave your comments in Facebook, I can pick them also up as we move along. So back to the clearing requests on the Dowsing and Energy Healing Facebook page. So I would like to let go of my relationships. Yeah, the Court of Atonement for that, but we also can use a clearing statement for that. So let's do one that encompasses real self and anxiety. So spinning your pendulum counterclockwise, it would go like this. I translate, transmute, transfigure, heal, and repair all non-beneficial energies in and around and through my being related to any or is non-beneficial in my relationships, anything that may be self-esteem, anything that may be causing me stress and anxiety, or anything that's contributing pain from past traumas. So let's do all those. So I figure heal and repair all those requests, and I remove all root causes, which may be unresolved issues to our fractures. I ask for the assistance of me in this clearing and under multi-dimensional layers of my being and throughout all time, space, and dimensions, both known or then I would use the Ho'oponopono prayer. Sorry, please forgive me and thank you. I declare it so done. Thank you. All right, so there you are. That's the way that you do it. And if you wanted to start it off, if you've cleared your name, it would be I. And I like to say, in my holy name, this clearing of, and the clearing is and all that is in the way, which unresolved emotions, trauma, core fractures. Then I ask my guardian angels or my light team or divine mother or source or God or whatever that means for you, whatever that connection to your higher you. And then you do it through you clear through your multi-dimensional levels, which are your chakra, and you clear spaces. And then you do the Ho'oponopono prayer, because really the world, what shows up in your world, in the outer world, is for you to correct what's happening. So that's why you say the Ho'oponopono prayer. I love you for showing up so that I can understand there was something inside of myself I needed to work on. So I love you, because if I figured it out myself, you would need. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. So I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. And then thank you for showing up. And then you say, I declare it so be it, it is done. Thank you. And of course, when I say thank you for showing anything, everything has a vibration, is alive. So the feeling of is the vibrational frequency. It is like it is a live entity. It's anxiety, vibrational frequency. It is likely. Stress, the same. So these are all frequencies that you want to remove from your bioenergy field. And so by clearing them, you do it through the short form. Now, if you're on the Dowsing and Energy Healing closed Facebook group and you want to know the wording, just head over to the files section on the left-hand side and just download the short clearing. You'll see that it has an open bracket section. You just put the words that you want. So, for example, if it was self-esteem, you put self-close you want. Before you close, carry on clearings. Now we get to and so on. So you would then be spinning your pendulum clockwise, right? So that was anti-clockwise. So now we're going to go clockwise, okay, to install. So why you want to do that is when you clear, you're really creating a vortex and a null space or a vacuum. And so you want to fill that space with new divine energy by doing an installation or calling in six-dimensional energy or higher. So for an example of relationships you would like to let go of, light relationships that no longer serve you, and welcome relationships that are 100% aligned with who you be, for example. And now that you've let go of lowest self-esteem, you want to bring in the feeling of self-worth, being strong in your standing in your power. So, I would fill this void with the belief that I am in the right place at the right time, that I'm a sovereign human myself, I have my own value. No stress. I'm full of love and compassion, which might be the opposite of stress and anxiety. And that I'm free of pain and past trauma, for example. So there you are. That deals with some of them. And Nadine, moving on to hers, she says, lots of love, all of the above, but since we have to choose, she'd like to clear what is ever stopping me from stepping into my self-empowerment. I have great difficulty clearing myself, my kids, my family, especially because I can't ask questions. Yeah, the thing about the short clearing is you really don't have to ask a question. You really only have to do the short clearing in the way that I just described. So Nadine, it would go like this. I, Nadine Luchmenshing, my holy name, some counterclockwise, unerring, to remove and all vibrational frequencies that no longer serve me, that disallow me being able myself, and I remove all toxic emotions, core fractures, and unresolved emotions that result in anxiety for me, myself, my family. And I ask that I be cleared with assistance of my light team, my guides, my spirit doctors, dimensional layers of my being, or my chakras. And I undertake this clearing throughout all time, space, and dimensions, both known or unknown. And then the Ho'oponopono prayer, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. Saying, I declare it so be it, it is done, thank you. All right, so there you are, Nadine. That's what I recommend. Moving on to Mandy Marshall Lindsay. Unresolved emotions of grief, abandonment, anger, bitterness, revenge, hatred. Mandy Marshall Lindsay, undertake this short clearing in my holy name to clear all unresolved emotions, grief, abandonment, anger, bitterness, revenge, hatred, apathy, and depression from any and all sources, such as unresolved conflict, toxic emotion, any other source known or unknown that's affecting my bioenergy field in a negative way. And I call on the or source or God or my light team or my guardian angels to assist me in this undertaking. And I clear myself through the multidimensional layers of my being, which is all my, and I clear myself throughout all time, space, and dimensions, both known or unknown. And then you would do the Ho'oponopono prayer. So I'm sorry. Please, I love you. And then you say, I declare it so be it, it is done. Thank you. Okay, and then you would want to now install clockwise every opposite of that. So you would say, I now install six-dimensional energy for the motions of love, peace, of joy, of insecure, of happiness, that I'm in the right place at the right for, and that I am abundantly rich. I am loved always by source, always have been and always will be. And I declare, be it, it is done. Thank you. So if you were harmed for 21 days, it definitely would change your life. So moving on to Nanira Vander Schans, S-C-H-A-N-S. All of what you more to take away all blocks on my way to a tranquil life and prosperity, because I keep saying saving others, there goes my emotions and money with it. I attract people who take advantage of my kindness and my wealth. The last time one is a kid who nearly died, and now I'm born to see. And so this is a common, and being an empath, let's talk to all other empaths out there. Empaths are people that really feel the emotions and suffering and concerns of other people, and we feel it's our responsibility to clean it all up, to make the world a better place, and to make it right. The difficulty with this is that in the process we can exhaust ourselves, our resources, our money, our energy, and bring ourselves almost to ground zero with no energy. And we can even become violently ill and take ourselves right off the planet. So learning to is really, really important if you're an empath. And for that reason, I created a course online called Take Back Your Personal Power, which helps you stand in your truth, to know where your boundaries should be, what's your responsibility, where do you begin and end, where does your family begin and end, what's their responsibility, what's your responsibility, what's the planetary responsibility, what's the galactic. So you know this ability and feel it all. So let's do that. Narina, for you. So it would go like this, and I'll do it for all empaths. For all people listening to this now live and in the that are empaths need to have strength and energy field. It would go counterclockwise. I, type my holy name, undertake this clearing on behalf of all people listening to this call now, to clear them from any intrusions into their energy field from any and all sources that no longer serve the highest good. And I ask that their bioenergy field be strong enough to repel all requests for assistance that do not serve the most benevolent outcome for all concerned, including themselves. And I ask that this be undertaken through the multidimensional layers of their being with assistance of their light teams and throughout all passions, both known or unknown. And then I would do the Ho'oponopono prayer. I love you for all you people that show up in my life to help me to learn that I must create these boundaries for my own self-preservation, because unless I can take care of myself and love myself, I cannot love other people. So I love you. I'm sorry you had to show up to help me understand this. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Now, so that would be the clearing. And now I'm letting the pendulum come, which is action. You would turn around and now install. So spinning your pendulum clockwise, you would say, install, I install in my holy name the ability to be in the right place at the right time, to have a life of ease and grace, to attract to me the very people that I can assist, make the right next choice for themselves, and that in a way in which it does not exhaust my own energy field. And I declare it so be it. It is done. Thank you. So that's a really good one for empaths. So we're standing by for your toll-free call, 866-DAO-69746. Give us a call and we can help you arrange for clearing. All right, moving on here in the Dowsing and Energy Healing book group, to Joan Galen. Mistakes I made through the years with my bills cleared up, freedom from being held in debt. Yes. Well, I did a session this morning around prosperity, abundance, and you have a course posted in Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy, which will show you these types of clearings that have to do with money. But the important thing to know about money or your bioenergy field is it's all interconnected. So how you self-worth, how you live unconditionally, how you stand in your own personal power and don't give it away, like giving away money, means that you are the vibrational frequency, attract money prospects to you, by the way. So, Joan Galinsky, personally, but I want you to understand that if you're in debt, then how are you holding your own vibrational frequency in debt? What part of yourself are you not dealing with? Part of yourself aren't you loving unconditionally? Why are you in your own way? Why aren't you showing up and delivering your unique gifts to the world? Why are you hiding your light under a bushel basket? Why aren't you standing in what? Why are you not in the truth that you be so you can deliver it to the planet? Why are you hiding your light so others can't find it? So people are waiting for you to guide them in this world. So Joan and all those that are having prosperity of anything in your life, why do you insist on doing this to yourself? So I suggest you this clearing thing. If you want to work for me for half an hour once a week, it's $4.97, and we'll just focus on clearing this every single week and helping you stand in your truth no matter what. So after 30 days, which is 21 days of clearing, much better life, full of ease and grace and abundance. You'll be at the right place at the right time. You'll meet the right people, and abundance will flow in gifts from the most amazing places. People will be there to assist you and to assist others. So who doesn't want that in their lives? So I encourage you to have that as your goal, your consideration. So we're standing by here where it's all quiet on the Western Front today. We're waiting for your toll-free call, 1-866-DOWSING, which is 1-866-369-7464, and we're moving to other requests. So Sandra says she wants to clear my father's financial and physical trauma from a mugging that occurred several years ago. Again, whether it is a mugging or whether trauma or whether burden, is it that we are not loving ourselves enough unconditionally? Why are we our power, our sources to others because we think that they can manage that better than we can? You know, I've given away hundreds and thousands of people that I thought could do a better job than I can, which is absolutely ridiculous. So, all I can say with that is clear your dad, help your dad's own truth no matter what. Help him understand why. Maybe it's his job, or maybe he doesn't help, or maybe it's family lineage that his dad didn't feel good himself, and his dad didn't feel good with his granddad, and therefore the vibrational energy around your dad makes him the victim, and because he's the victim, then it's all has to do with energy. So I really encourage you to, if you can't get your dad to do this, at least do it on behalf of your father and help raise his higher energy. Mugging and in outside sources can never happen again. So thank you for Sandra for bringing that up. So that's it for the dowsing and energy clearing, personal clearing Tuesday. So we're now standing by for your call. It's 1-866-DOWSING or 1-866-369-7464. And if you have the link, we'll just put the link up and show you the link. So you can come in on Facebook Live and post your questions here, and will be shown on Facebook Live. So that's another way you can reach me. And you can also come in on this other post. I don't know whether this clickable, but it should be in the notes below where you're actually listening to the show. So I'm just going to post that now. So it's not going to go up here, but it will look, it will say HT:// be live TV broadcast / face to face PYO and then PYO 8BZF / face -guest. So just look for the link that allows you to come on and join this show live, okay? So it should be wherever you're listening to it. It's in above or below broadcast. All right, so we're going to move on here. So that was the personal clearing. Thank you for all those requests. Denise Lazon, we've been a while and learned how to test. Also, standing up, asking again if it feels forward, that's a yes. And if it feels like you want to fall back, that's a no. And lots of people are commenting on that. And you don't have to then be carrying around the pen in a store. You don't have to get out and start swinging your pendulum around if you're embarrassed by that. I have no problem swinging my pendulum when I want to, because it gives people an opportunity to ask a question. What are you doing? And then I say, well, I'm dowsing. And then they say, well, what's that? And I say, well, this is how I do it when I do it this way or that way or whatever way. This means a yes and a no, and you can learn how to do it. And this is Training Wheels for Guidance on Demand, and on and on and on. It gives me an opportunity to talk to people ever worry about the bobber out there. But yes, use your bobber, use your body, use your pendulum, use your muscle testing, this one here where that's a no. This, how that you're connected by all that. You know that whenever I am dowsing, whenever I'm doing muscle testing, whether I'm doing the sway testing, the answer I'm receiving is connected to my higher self, which is connected to source. Really important. And I encourage you to put that into your protocol, your dowsing or your dowsing or your sway or your muscle testing protocol would be every time I use these protocols or these techniques, the answer only comes from my higher self. Can you say it 3 times? Whenever I use these ways to connect to source, the answer only comes through my higher self. When I douse, muscle test, or sway test, I only want the answer from my higher self. I do my sway test, I douse, or I muscle test, I only want the answer from my higher self connected to source. Really important. Okay, the other thing around dowsing is, don't forget, is the other ways to make sure that it's the right time, the right place, the right question, and that you're hydrated as can I, may I, should I, and then I like to ask reason why not. So can I, is this the right time? May I, is there anything in the way? Can I, may I, should I, is there some reason, moral issue I don't understand? And then is there any reason why not? So that's a no. And if you get a no on any one of those, then, or a yes on the last one, it could be, it's the wrong question. The question isn't clear. It's the wrong time. You don't have permission. And so let it go and come back later and check. And you could also douse, is it the right time? Is it the right place? Is it the right question? Am I hydrated? Those are the sorts of questions you can ask, okay, before you begin dowsing. And if you got a yes on all of those, then away you go. And of course, the no on there, is there anything else that I need to know? And the answer is no. So, yeah, it's a good cloud clearing statement for dowsing out toxin. Yeah, toxin, viral, all those are really a short online course on house clearing. Houses have mold and toxins in them, but really it's quite over to the Dowsing and Energy Healing closed Facebook group. You go to the files, you download the short form, and in the brackets you put in what it is that you want to clear. So spinning your pendulum counterclockwise like this, In this case, it would be I, Tyson Bannigan, on behalf of Brenda Lena, undertake this clearing of all toxic, non-beneficial energies through her being or her house, or the geopathic stress that's affecting her house. This clearing throughout all time, space, and dimensions, and through the multidimensional layers of her being and that of the house or the property, the assistance of I would that's part of runs these programs. And I ask that this clearing be undertaken throughout all time, space, and dimension, and that it run 24/7, 365 until our whole sound and complete. I do the Ho'oponopono prayer. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. And so be it. It is done. Thank you. So that's how I would do a clearing for toxins, molds, or non around you or your house. All right, we're standing by for your call. It's one at dowsing. So if you come on, and that would be, and we can help you with the clearing, or you can head over and comment on the Extraordinary Healing Arts Facebook page. Ask a comment, leave a comment there, and I'll see it live as I broadcast. Right, moving on. Thank you. Oh, by the way, we're just about, last time I checked, we're 1,999 members. So today we will probably reach 2,000. So 2,000 strong in this group that can help each other be the best that we can be, can help each other clear and resume and also planet. I'm excited by this. It's a powerful group. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for your courage in listening to this future. I commend you for having the courage to talk about herbivores, omnivores, and carnivores, and bringing up those. It's 11 comments. A lot of people get really upset about all of this. But you know, we are what we eat, and what you eat is a political conscience. You eat that it's good for the health of the planet and for all the animals on the planet. So I'm not going to get into that issue now, but I really do want you to head over to the Facebook page, read the comments, take a look at what Catherine has to say, look at those that have responded to her, and I personally is maybe interpreted as a bias because I am a vegetarian, and onions and alcohol because I'm a part of the Tao. But that aside, I do have a bias. I watch Cowspiracy and see what the impact raising animals is having on the planet. I also consider that if you are eating meat, that to do it with compassion, to find a local that are organic, and that you know who is supplying you the meat, so you have as much toxins and herbicides of that in your food as possible. So what you eat is a political, and you eat will change your life. So I thank you all in 7 comments on the topic of herbivores, omnivores, and carnivores. Should we be eating and putting in our mouth, and of when we're not aware. So hopefully you'll become aware. So now we're going to head over to actually doing build. These are the requests on Monday. Now the whole idea of doing this online is for us to learn how to do it so we can help each other. So I'm going to tell it on this. But my goal is you learn how to do it for yourself, and then turn around, and when you see that somebody wants some, say, like wants clearing done on a property 15687, the Sabina Drive in Hacienda Heights in California, 91744. So when you do, like you to take the time and clear that for her or with, because there's no time and space. When we clear, if you clear at say 8:15 and I clear at 9:15, we're essentially clearing together. We're creating an energy. Let's clear the requests that are up here each week and help each other clear, because the more we can clear each other and places, graveyards, hospitals, prisons, trees, presidents, whatever, we're the more peaceful planet we're going to live on. And this is the goal of this group, is really to teach you that you can create the world you want to live with, in and with every thought, word, and deed. And the best way to do that is clear. Nico says, do hope I will get a peaceful new home to move into this week. Yes, we talked about that today in our session. I really think that you can do this. We talked about prosperity, abundance as a job, and that if you can come from peace and joy and be happy with where you are at this moment and be grateful, then guess what? Miracles can happen quickly in your life. If you're grateful for what you have, more gratitude will come your way and will flow into your life. So let's show you how to do these clearings. We're just going to read them out first and then do a clearing for all of them. So Alexander, Alina, Avadovaki, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce all these. Spirit knows where it is, okay. And Lorendo de Anna, she wants to clear a property in Italy. And Norma Hughes wants to clear a Baptist church in Wilson County, Texas. And Bill Holiday wants to, hello, with regards to space clearing, can you involve, please? Also, and I have a few ask if that's okay. And that you could head over to the shorty who would get the house clearing. It's 30 different ways. But guess what? We're going to do that and teach you how to do that right here on this call. So let's see here. Yeah, Jan Ryder would like to clear 18405 1 North Oshiro Road in Mount View in Hawaii, I think that is. And another one also on Ua Beach in Hawaii. Carl Quinn would like to clear a property in Tualatin, pronounce that T-A-L-I-N. So do these pros. You head over Housing and Energy Healing closed Facebook group. You head over to the files section on the left-hand side. You look, you download it, and in that are the words that you want to use. You look at the area that has there, you insert the address or what it is that you want to clear. And the difference between the short clearing and the deep clearing protocol is the deep protocol is like a shotgun pattern, a bullseye, where we just include anything and everything you could imagine to clear your bioenergy field. And the short clearing is like a laser focused way of identifying exactly what it is that you want to clear, zeroing in on it, and then clearing like an address. So it would go like this, spinning your pendulum counterclockwise. You would say, I, Tyson Bannigan, in my make the clearing of the properties just throughout all time, space, and dimensions, and I clear the geometric stress in and around or through the properties that are requested to, and undertake this with the assistance of my light team, my guardian angels, divine mother, so whoever you want to call in. I'd also tools, because they're great ways to assist you. The elements of fire, air, earth, and water are great at helping you clear up these energies, all noxious energies that are affecting these properties. Take this clearing to the multi-dimensional layers of reality and throughout all time, space, and dimensions, both known or unknown. And because sick houses or houses with toxic emotions in them or ley lines are all really there for us to wake up and understand that we can live in by our own thoughts, our own desires. And by doing this clearing, we become aware of that we are all powerful to create this world in a way in which we want. So we would say, for the opportunity to understand this, I'm sorry because I needed to have a sick house, or I needed to be aware that this property needed to be cleared because I couldn't understand it on my own. So, what part of this inside of yourself needs to be clean? So I love you, I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. And then you say, I declare it so be it, it is done. Okay, and then once you've cleared that, you let the pendulum come to rest. And once it stops swinging on its own, then the action, and then you wait, and then you now do an installation. So the installation would go something like this. Spinning my pens, I install 6-dimensional energy or higher of love, light, and tone. I call energy of light and space, clarity. So when I open the door to my house, I feel embraced, warm. I feel it as a sanctuary. I feel it as a place where I recharge. I feel safe and secure. I feel loved, appreciated, and wanted in my house and where I work and because you can clear all. And every time I'm in my favorite place in my house, and when I'm still and quiet, I can receive guidance from Divine Mother, or guidance from, be grateful and always in the right time. These gifts, great gratitude. I say, I declare it so be it, it is done. Thank you. Okay, so that's your installation, or words to that effect. All the clearing properties for the building clearing property on Monday in the Dowsing and Energy group. So welcome all you new members, and like I said, we're nearly 2,000 probably right now. I haven't been able to check, but we're probably over 2,000 today. 2,000 voices, 2,000 souls working together to make this a better world to live in. And we're at the top of the hour and the end of this call, where we do have time for one more call in. 1-866-369-7464. So if you'd like to receive a clearing, come on in and we'll have that request. So, yeah, imagine using the sound of your voice to reprogram your DNA for vitality, health, wealth, and abundance. So yes, not only am I an energy healer, I'm a sound healer. I use a quantum sound therapy. I use sound to reprogram your DNA for optimum. I don't do it. It's the sound of your voice. So I take record your sound, which shows you a baseline inventory of what's happening in your chakras. Oh, here we go. Here's Mr. Jonathan. Hello, Jonathan. Healing. Yeah, okay.
And this is the underlying cause, just kind of seeing with your awareness through the Dowsing group, 2,000 strong souls, and continually growing and expanding and inviting more people to contribute. In regards to what underlying energies might be keeping us all from being the invitation of being seen, being heard, prosperous in our gifts and abilities, kind of being the invitation of owning our skills and maybe putting up our
yeah, well, that's a great one. So you have been trained in access, so why don't you put that in as access statement, because that's a good one.
So what entity space and consciousness throughout all space and dimensions, known and unknown, where we stuck ourselves from being seen and being heard for
who we are.
Yeah, for who we are. Finding energy I'm kind of getting is more in regards to the repercussions of being the person, or even though we're just a neutral party sharing the information, but there's definitely an underlining sharing the party receiving it, not being open to it, even though it's neutral on our end.
Yeah, there's two aspects to the thing, because that's sort of a subset. And I would say the two aspects are human mind conscious, which is a matrix on which we're locked into false belief, Earth and our body, that we need to show up and do this and do that and fit in, whether it be through our parents don't do that, or whether it's our whatever programming, or you need to work hard to succeed, or whatever those programs are, all us to every thought, word, and deed. And that we have the divine right to create the world we want to live in. Number one, so that's let's just call that the matrix that we get caught in. And then there's the other side, which is our true ours. We're loved by God, or infinite source, or however we want to describe that. Always have been, always will. We're already enlightened. The only thing that's in the way of not understanding that is ourselves. Which comes to what you are saying is, what part of us is disallowing ourselves to accept the voice of our higher selves that can guide us in every moment. And I think that's what you're getting at. Is that correct?
Yeah, what I know through a little bit when you're sharing was this kind of clearing of where are we all collectively collecting for lack of a better word, the crap, as a way of being conscious to be totally received, was just kind of where we hey, we're this, like you said, this sovereign gift out there, and we can shift and take it upon ourselves to perhaps empathically bring all this stuff to us to kind of jam up our energetic awareness, and then we have to collect as much of this stuff as possible, and then once it's boxes down to the point, then we clear it just to kind of show how powerful.
Yeah, it seems like a really the time. I mean, why do we want to struggle in the matrix? Why do we feel that we clear all this stuff when in actual fact, in any moment, we can choose to step out of it and not be part of it? So it's literally like, why do we choose to be on the dark, good and bad, evil and right, and make judgments and everything when we can step off into our divinity where we just see it as one? There's light and there's dark, there's coming and there's going, there's a season, all transformation and change. And so what we want to show up in our lives have much more ease. I get what you're saying. Why do we want to, why do we think that there's something noble in the struggle? Why do we start to feel negative? And there's a struggle, even then it's only through sacrifice, or in our humility that we can learn. And, I'm not so sure I want to buy into that. I'm all for ease and grace. Yes, stuff's going to, really, whatever it shows up, we have a choice. Do we want to get on our knees and, say, oh, poor me, and, I fall upon the thorns of life, or we don't want to step into it, what it is, and rectify inside of ourselves so it never has to show up that way again. So that's sort of how I'm getting at this.
A lot of people are buying into what I like to call the Rudy effect. Rudy from the film, where he's the underdog, based on a true story, where people like to cheer on the underdog. So where facilities from the get-go and creating a matrix reality that's ease and shows up instantaneously without any effort and whatever. And perhaps that's kind of an interesting energy to feel. They can't receive it unless they go through that underdog struggle to open up the gate of that gift of, Jesus carrying out and people kind of taunting and this and that, and then he has to sort of self-sacrifice through that process.
Yeah, and the wounded warrior, I'm wounded, I can't really feel the that.
Yeah, which, through sacrifice, honored all those energies through a space of grace and so on.
So,
if you subscribe to that, it's like, we're all.
so, and why don't you do it, which is surrendering all those, all those agreements, bondages that we made, allegiances we swore to.
So everywhere we acted into throughout all time, space, dimensions, all the oaths, vows, communities, utilities, commitments and pledges and honorings to continually be in the struggle to lock up these, and everywhere we feel we had to be the overlord of this reality to suppress others from their gifts. Can we try and create all of those commitment fealties, those bonds, that we were the suppressed beings, to allow that contract to be fulfilled, to usher in this new space of grace? Can we revoke, recant, rescind, renounce, denounce, and try and create all of that? Dimensions, known and unknown, alien.
Then the other part of this, I think, that is, the beauty of this group and any group is the power of the group. Is this group just here because we want to learn how to clear ourselves for our own betterment, which is really a great place to start? Or are we learning how to do this so we can, or are we learning how to do this so we can help those in our families and our loved ones and our clients? Are we learning how to do this so we can be part of the planetary cleanup crew? So, these are all gradient levels, but the power of the group, is insurmountable. It's really not even that when we come together in a place like this, or in a group like this, and we share our consciousness and put our attention on clearing something and then installing a new way of being, that it has a multiplier effect that is, astronomical, so that the whole is far greater than the sum of the parts. And I'm hoping that this group of 2,000 can begin to play with that reality and people on the same path. And I don't mean this in terms of being a leader person, in the terms of me inspiring others to become sovereign human beings and take on that personal power themselves, and then come to the group and as a collective being so particular leader can direct the into the sorts of, whether it's be building, houses, people, hospitals, governments, nation, planet, whatever.
Earlier in our energetic team, for that support to work beyond the veil, those people, and that are going to be a contribution to actually whatever that intention is for you to create, whether, like you said, it's going off and building a nation or building or a project, or even have a
Yeah, you brought in an interesting point there, and there's really, if you want to sort of do a diagram, there's sort of three spheres. I'm sure there's many, many, but this is a simplified way of looking at it. If you draw one sphere of elementals, and then you overlap that sphere with humans, and then you do another one that that overlaps those other two. So now you have a vesica pipe is humans and elementals. Now the elementals, are doing weather and rectify the weather modification and all the geoengineering that's going on the planet and crazy things that humans are trying to do to population control and all that. And we don't need to get into it, but the elementals rectify out to tame the storms and calm the fires and all that, which is part of the planetary cleansing that we're going. It makes this big shift. So, intending statements and through our invocations, we can bring about change and transformation because we're far more powerful than we know we are. And then that part that you were talking about, the angelic kingdom, the higher kingdoms, where consciousness or other, are all those divine mother or divine beings to light, or however you want to do it, call them, our actions can't do what they need to do without the system. Humans really can't do what they need to do without the assistance of those other two realms, which one being the element angel. So, we're unique in that we're halfway between those. We're the bridge. That's what planetary stewardship means in my mind's eye, is to be able to call this energy down, to make this between in the invocation to make this a better world to live in, and by clearing what we don't want, social level, whether it's on the family level, the group level, the country level, or the global or planetary level, or even intergalactic level. So I'm bringing up these insights because that's the higher levels of where we're going with this group.
Yeah, and it's one thing to care of and it's another taking action steps in this reality to sort of build with for example, a lovely biblical figure who, flood is coming, build a boat, through dowsing and whatever modality it is, using your energetic awareness of, something's coming, what action steps were employed to not necessarily be at the effects of this versus other people who might have gifts and abilities and insights of whatever might be coming on, whether it's a geographical shifts in the environment or even energy and things coming at you from whether it's your home life, family life, work life, or social life, just kind of being aware of, there's a weird energy here. Okay, I'm going to take the conscious step, shift, change, heal this, or remove yourself from the situation and consciously create somewhere else. And is enough there. So, no, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much, John, for showing up on the healing hour and bringing your perspective. I think it's, especially as we're at this magical turnaround, 2,000, 2,000 strong.
2000 plus.
2,000. So
share this on your social media. There's two.
Yes, please do.
Continual tools with
yeah, continual tools for transformation. And, we've been housing and clearing, but, there are opportunity to bring on theta, access consciousness, and other help in this cleanup. So, I've been focusing on one particular modality. We do have Janet Charette, who's visiting a 3-month intensive with a theta background, who just joined us on the show with an access consciousness background. And so we have different modalities that we can use to bring us closer to clearing what we don't, what we do want. So we're past the hour here. We're going to wrap this up and thank everybody that's listening to this now. or in the future. So in place next week at 3 p.m. Pacific Healing Hour. This is Tyson Bannigan, the Energy Detective and the Inner Game Master Coach. We're signing off and thank you for showing up, and so be wealthy, healthy, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.